There may or may not be a radiator right there. Just ignore that, guys. Carbureted expert just arrived.
Let's start with carb. Carb needs handled. Floors, front end.
And hop a Coke can.
Hop a Coke can. Wheels, tires, exhaust.
Also the welded expert.
Oh, what else needs done? Electrical, tailgate, general rust repair and weather stripping. Man, if LMC Truck's watching, holla at your boy. He needs it. I think that's basically it to get this thing moving. Everything else is peanuts. Deal with that. First thing is carb. Right there for safekeeping.
Yeah, right on the air compressor, so when we have to air up something, it goes flying away.
Oh my god. I haven't had one of these
You haven't had a brick nose
in like a year.
It's because you bought this clean unit. That thing needs to do a burnout.
Assume the Bronco position.
I have a sketchy ladder you can use, but I gotta dig it out of the truck. 3 ladders that don't fold up and they almost kill you.
Yeah, that's okay.
Sure?
I like the broke back mountain stand.
Okay.
Don't need that. Where we're going. Get out of here.
Jesus.
You want to take your lamp cord and pull.
I totally forgot that's what that was. I remember that. The first time we rebuilt this carburetor was in a mechanic's parking lot because the mechanic refused to rebuild it.
You take your nice pocket screwdriver from Mac Tools.
Not sponsored.
Yeah.
I don't have any sponsors.
Come on, Mac Tools. And you disconnect your 537 vacuum lines, because 80s.
Yeah, there's not that many of them left. There's probably at least 10 more, probably 20 more.
And then you take this E-clip off that flies across the driveway and you never find again. You set that there to knock it off later. Come in here and take these out. I'm a professional at this. I've done it 4 times.
Yeah, the same truck.
On this specific
because
vehicle.
This thing won't run right anymore. This is why you guys don't let a truck sit for 10 years out in the elements like that.
This thing got an Edelbrock Performer on her.
What, the intake?
Yeah.
I thought it was a Ford Performance.
I thought it was a Ford stock. It is a Edelbrock
No, this truck is
aluminum.
far from stock.
I believe it to be an aluminum intake, or as they say in
Oh, it's
Britain,
not. It's not rusted, and
aluminum.
it's covered in
Well,
clippings.
the oil leak kind of keeps things from rusting.
And the fuel leaks.
Yeah. Your transmission's covered in oil too. But you know what we're gonna do about that?
It's
Nothing.
getting the manual
Nothing.
down
we're
the
gonna
road.
do nothing to it and ignore it because that's what
As
you
soon
do.
as the pathetic automatic scum develops 3 more neutrals, I'm putting a manual in here.
T56.
I don't know, that might not be a good transmission to put in a truck. I don't think it would fit right.
Oh, they make adapters. You can always put a T5 in it. That's what would have came. Well,
No, that's
what
the
would've came
easiest
in the
one.
90s in a truck. In '87, you would have got what I had, which was a Borg Warner T18, which is impossible to find any parts for, and it is the absolute worst manual transmission on the face of the earth. Somebody looks like they beat on this screw with a chisel.
Which screw?
This bowl adjustment screw, or the float adjustment screw.
Shit, I forgot there was a second float adjustment. I bet you the second float adjustment's set totally off still.
No, you don't run it hard enough to really get into the secondaries that hard.
Well, that shouldn't affect idle then.
No, your secondaries.
What I did was correct.
So, on your throttle, that is your secondaries. So you don't get to your secondaries till half throttle.
Yeah, it would flood out at like quarter throttle, if that.
Yeah, well, we'll see if we can JB weld this Venturi together. Maybe spit
Well, hopefully
on
that's not what it needs.
some bubble gum, hopes and dreams.
Holley Sniper. Holley, if you're watching this, sponsor.
And there's the gasket. That's brand new because I just put it in here last summer. And there's fuel on the separator. There's fuel leaking into the carburetor, into the intake from the carb while it's sitting. Oh, you know what? No, there's not. I ran the throttle blades Haha, idiot. Anyhow.
Alright, so we turn the key while there's no carburetor on it and burn off the fuel in style.
Oh, I can make this run right now with no carb. Look at this. These things burn down
Yeah,
more
I
houses
know,
than
it's-
ex-wives. Then you take it over here to your eco-friendly fuel leaking area. And you get your wrench out.
Water in the grass.
Good for the roots, probably.
It looks like I might actually get away with not mowing this week. This is the first.
My neighbor keeps mowing my grass and forcing me to mow.
Charge him for it.
She does it for free. It drives me nuts. You just loosen these just enough that you can. I guess you just take them all the way out. Deal with it later.
Throw them in the grass so you lose them.
Yep. You want to make sure you put all your hardware somewhere where you'll never remember it.
Just like the window crank clip to Neil because it's somewhere up in Port Clinton laying in the grass. Was the truck worth $1,200?
You don't need all of them. That's why they give you two.
There was only one in that.
What's the one on the driver's side? Flip it around.
Did we even take the other one? Did we only take one of them off?
Yeah, I only have one gasket.
Oh.
I have not been into the back of this carb.
This is a 4160, right, if I remember?
1273. I don't know.
The other one must have been a 4160.
No, this is the same part number as that one. It might be a 4160. I have no idea. Your grandpa handed this to me in his barn. And I came and put the jets from the old carb in it and slapped it on your Bronco.
Well, if I know him, he only gives me the junk shit, so...
Yeah, it was pretty dirty. Kind of hung it out the window while I was driving to blow all the cobwebs out of it.
He's probably watching this right now.
It's a high quality unit. It's an old Holley. This ain't no new Holley, look.
I love the old logo.
The old logo says USA right on it. Got some writing and marker right here you can't read. It's fine. You know what it'll do?
Well, it's sentimental now because, wow, there's a lot of fuel in that one.
You know what it'll do? It'll run. Then you pick up your grass-covered hardware. Take it over here before you lose it all.
Oh, I thought we were supposed to leave it.
Once this is done being environmentally disposed of.
Hope the EPA ain't watching.
Al Gore, don't look. You want to make sure to play a trick on future you and switch your front and rear bolts. 'Cause that'll be a riot.
Well, when I gotta go rebuild it in the future.
Yeah. See, this one's cracked, but it ain't broke.
Taking it off is gonna be fun. Compared to last time.
Last time I broke it. Take your rag here.
Yep, just a
Hoagie
random
career
shirt.
centers.
Nope, that was mass trucking.
Ah, got him. Take your carb stud out. Go ahead and put that somewhere safe.
That's nice. I'm gonna be out there mowing one day.
Then we're going to.
What in the world?
I have no idea, but it's coming off the. I can't think of what this is called right now. But it's coming off that. It'll come to me. I'll remember.
Accelerator pump?
No, that's right here on Holley's. It's similar to that, but it's not that.
Is it like an idle version of the accelerator pump?
Kind of. And you take your
See, I know nothing about carburetors, and I'm kind of getting it right.
take your base plate off because that's fun. Hopefully the rebuild kit has a gasket for it. Only one way to find out. Oh,
If it doesn't, then we won't be hopping any Coke cans today.
you might. You'll just have an immense vacuum leak. But no, as
JB
you work
welded
on
gasket or
No.
silicone. Silicone in place of the gasket.
the wood screw crammed into here so that the secondaries open sooner.
I have a feeling that my dad actually did that one.
That's a pro tip, right? Oh, and you gotta make sure you forget the choke. Pop that little E-clip off that you're gonna lose.
That's why I got that quality mass trucking shirt.
Set all your screws to one side. Look at that, brand new gasket. That is brand new. I have not had the base plate off this. That is a brand new gasket from whenever whoever else was in this thing digging around.
Their last name was a Krasik.
You can see your secondaries
Yeah, what in the world's going on here?
are dirty. Why are they dirty? I'm assuming this does a lot more idling than anything else because this is fuel washed and that ain't.
Well, I never got to go full throttle because if I went full throttle, it would basically smell like it was dumping raw fuel out, so I just stayed out of it. I didn't want to blow it up. Not trying, I don't have the time to pull another engine out when I have the Bravada named Brenda that just can't keep an engine alive. And the 351 is a lot more expensive than some junkyard LS.
Oh, we just put a 460 in it. I've got one. Ran when parked in 1982.
Huh. No, it'll run. Huh.
Eventually.
What's it going in?
Was for the F100.
Well,
I
you
changed my mind.
You fell in love with that original number matching slant six. What in the world?
Six.
Straight six.
I didn't fall in love with it. It's just already in there. So it gets the win. I believe our problem lies in here. If I can get this off again without destroying it. Someone's probably going to be in the comments, oh, you're doing that wrong. This is how you do it.
That sounds like it's just a six YouTube channel. If you watch his older videos, everything they do is like not to book, and then everyone in the comments is like...
I'll tell you what. Go out and do it.
Yep.
Go out and do it. You ain't going to learn unless you go out and do it. So give it a shot.
I mean, yeah, you look at Gavin's channel. His channel is like, wow.
Go watch Pole Barn Garage. You'll see a lot of
Doing
stuff.
the things the wrong way, sometimes the right way.
You gotta do it the wrong way a few times where you can figure out the right way. Take a second.
Huh. If I have to say, that's what it sounds like when Barb's crawling out of bed.
Alright. So this gasket's pretty tore up. This seems to be doing the thing. We'll go ahead and pop this gasket out anyhow. Mazel, we're in here. If you're in here, you might as well do it. Yeah, could we reuse this? Sure, if we were in the woods. We ain't in the woods. We have a rebuild kit. Get some!
Yeah, that mower sounds totally clapped out. Oh wait, that might be a weed eater.
That's definitely a blower. Man's putting work in after work.
Okay.
I wish this was dirty, because then we'd have our answer. And it's not dirty, which isn't a good sign. As far as looking for failures, the fact that this ain't dirty is showing that it allegedly was functioning. No, you don't need the special screwdriver for these screws.
Fun fact, I have one, but it's all clapped out.
You just take your little flathead, right there. These ain't supposed to be ramrod tight. You're not Hercules, you're not holding down, you know, you're not pinning her ears back and really ripping her, just snug, guys, snug. And gals.
Like the person that put the oil filter on Neil when I first bought him. Oh, when I drained the oil out of that thing, it was just lump and lump. Oh man, look at that. It's a 2004.
That thing is morbidly obese. That is the largest squirrel.
You know, like I was talking about him, he's gone. I could see the fence wobbling. It's a 2004 Squirrel XLT.
You know, I was hoping this was more broken. I'm kind of just out here looking like the human version of a Pontiac Aztec. Because I was already in the backside of this carb. Because this is the O'Reilly's rebuild kit gasket. You can tell because the way that it is compared to the way that that is. So how did I get behind that without getting that? Oh, I didn't take the metering plate off. I didn't take the metering plate off. I mean, sweet honey barbecue. I'm just losing it. Well, I really wanted this to be dirtier than it is.
Oh, it's going to be more of a deeper issue now.
Yeah, this is clean. I mean, it's dirty, but it's clean. Take a look in there. Let me open the choke. It's off a 90. It's got a 96 stamp in the under the base plate. Whatever that means. I know this ain't a 96 carburetor. It's way older than that.
It could be.
Let's replace a needle and seat and hope that's where our problem lies. Replace these O-rings for the 500th time. Look at that beautiful pull off. I could reuse this, but I'm not going to. Come on. You can only reuse head gaskets.
Huh.
I'll take this one off that someone used a hatchet on.
So when I go attempt to rebuild that 4.3 in the garage, you'll just reuse the head gaskets because it didn't leak before and it won't leak again.
Right, they're good to go, bud.
I'll just slap a new crankshaft in there and even reuse the pistons.
Now what you want to do is completely change your float height.
Now we gotta screw it all up again and then fix it again, you know? It's the right way of doing shit. When I did set the float height, it did rev a lot happier, but as soon as it's under load, it just immediately floods out. And the throttle stop screw said, no way, I'm changing this idle.
Yeah, the throttle stop is a unit there. She's a doozy.
Well, it took me like 10 minutes, almost 15 minutes just to figure out what was wrong with it, and then I just said, screw it. I was so close to having the idle tune perfect, but...
Get your O'Reillys. Come on, O'Reillys. Sponsor us. Just zip this out. So the reason, little backstory here, non-fictional. The reason that this has a barn carburetor on it, because at 9:30 at night, rebuilding the other carburetor in the parking lot in New London,
Yep.
I put the accelerator pump in backwards. So I took it back apart, flipped it over, and proceeded to strip the threads out of the front bowl on the original, not original, but the old carb. So that's no bueno.
And it had C's secondary, so it never ran.
The secondary's butterflies did not open. I hit them with a hammer. After I took it off, they did not open.
It never ran full throttle the whole time the truck has been mod. And I was still beating clapped out Dodge Rams with Hemi Magnums.
So what you do is, this is a brand new accelerator pump. No need to change this. This is not like the gaskets. You can reuse these. This is brand new. Not replacing it. But this, I don't remember if I replaced it. So you just go ahead and get that little...
Yeah, I could grab the old carburetor and compare it, but do we really want to take that one apart?
And now when you pull this off, it's going to break off every single time. That little piece right there is going to cause you the biggest migraine this side of the Mississippi. So you want to shake that out on the ground so the neighbor's dog can get it.
That's so bad.
And we're this far. Might as well take this apart. And get a ranch dressing for that. Got one of them rounder off by tomorrow wrenches?
I probably got several of those.
I will assemble a brake clean can.
Yeah, remember the straws always break and never fails.
O'Reilly's brand, they never break.
It's okay, I got CarQuest. No, I said I got a CarQuest one.
Yeah. What's your question?
I don't know, to buy cheapest brand parts that you could buy. That includes every spray.
Look at this, a Craftsman Evolve. I have some Craftsman Evolve tools. This was back when Craftsman was good, but the Evolve means they're made in China.
That explains why my dad gave it to me.
You want to make sure that you destroy this when you take it apart.
Yep, and then you get fuel leaks for days.
Yeah. Now let's hope the kit comes with an O-ring for this, or else we are making a trip to the hardware store. Ooh, that is crispy. It smells old. Alright, let's find our rebuild kit.
It should be in that threatening truck out there. That Impulse
You need to...
hunk of junk that I bought.
You got crop growing out here.
Yeah, that was growing under this truck. It must be leaking through the fuel pump access door and watering plants. My truck was very environmental friendly, especially when I plant grass in the bed just for the look of it. I imagine people just staring at me mowing my truck bed.
Now, before anyone says anything about the mess here, back off, all right? Chill out, chill out. We'll get to it. It's on the list. Busy man. Gotta keep making content. Now you take the carb care out. Don't need that where we're going.
Nope.
I mean, come on.
That's like the dullest screwdriver in the world. Oh man.
What?
That screwdriver was just like, I ain't doing this shit.
The screwdriver has left the chat for cutting things. Now you want to get your carb kit, pull all your doodabs out and your what things.
Make sure that the bag opens up and they spill all over the floor. And
Yup, this is a different one than the last one. This one's gray.
yeah, this is a little bit different.
Oh, this one's got more stuff in it too, though.
That's why I chose it.
Yeah. Look at that. Brand new. Whatever this is called.
Remember the other one I
If I
got?
could remember what that was called, I'd tell you.
Somebody in the comments will probably know, and it's gonna be a little late. What in the world?
This is for your choke. Your vacuum choke. Looks like it's getting a new vacuum choke, huh? Look at that. What a big win. Yeah, if someone in the comments can correct me on what it's called, I can, for the life of me, not tell you. It's mainly because I want to keep it a secret for myself. But if you know, you say, because I know. So I want to make sure you know. Not that I forgot. And you just pull everything out, because why not? Oh, would you look at this?
What?
It's one of them stupid screwdrivers I was just talking about that you don't need.
Huh.
I'm gonna send that.
Oh my god. That's
Constructions.
went right in the trash can.
I don't need
I think
those.
there's mulch in that too.
Alright. Now that you have everything out, you can compare and contrast your things. Boom. Base gasket. This is for an air cleaner. Goes over here. We'll use it. We got it. We'll use it. Nozzle.
Watch that have been the problem the whole
We're in
time.
here. You got a new base gasket. That is a thick boy. It's like cork. Don't know what this is. Sure, we'll find out. Let's go to this. Nope. Batwing. Don't remember that. This. Right here. Now, make sure to check them. Some of these have holes where other ones don't. Look at this. Look at this. Very similar, but they are not at all the same. That's what this one had, but I definitely feel like it should be this one, but it can't be, so that's why it's this one. Maybe.
Carburetor problems.
One of these is the right gasket and one of these ain't. Neither of these is the right gasket, allegedly. So we'll just keep searching for that. Another base plate gasket, like I said, could be the same, could be different. There's a new front bowl gasket. Like I said, line them up, bada boom. This goes here. Apparently not. It goes somewhere. We'll find it. We'll burn that bridge when it's time to cross it. Another base plate gasket.
Huh. I
Port
should sell
gasket.
some of these gaskets.
Another base plate gasket. One of these. Accelerator pump. That goes there. Now this could also be this. We don't know yet. Where'd the gasket go from that? There was no gasket on that. The gasket's right here. Crisis averted. So you just sort through until you find one that's that. Or that all the holes line up on.
And if you don't find one, then it's...
Yeah. If you don't find one, you don't need it.
Well, I was gonna say the second alternative, order it online, but I guess if you don't use it, that's fine too.
Make sure to use a bunch of red silicone.
Yep, as much as you can, like literally.
When you think it's enough,
only silicone.
put more. Alright, so we'll just start here with all the doodabs and jazz. Look, here's that thing I was just talking about, the little nipple thing. You need that. Don't forget that. Get over to your
Eco-friendly.
environmentally friendly area where you put
Oh,
your
that's empty.
safety squints on.
Yep, I'm staying in a lot of fire too.
Like I said multiple times already, this ain't that dirty. Chill out, alright? Relax. We're getting there.
It's not like EFI where you just throw injectors in and throw a tune on and go down the street.
So if you see here, your front bowl gasket's different. But since we just put this one on and can reuse it, we'll reuse it if we have to. Because I took 2 bowls off, and this kit came with 1 bowl gasket.
You gotta understand that.
Who knows?
Kind of stupid. I guess they just assume that nobody's got an old double pumper going on anymore.
And hopefully, old Rod Knock over here will time lapse this and make it not so boring for everybody. Well, what in God's creation?
As long as there's some clapped out shit going on in that car, I don't think this would be boring. It's the 4.3 that knocked for 35,000 miles. That was pretty boring. I was kind of getting bored of it, not letting loose.
You just go ahead and force your screwdriver in here. What we're doing here is replacing this choke diaphragm because we got one. And Holley, in their infinite wisdom, love you Holley, but why? There's a screw back there that you can't get to, so you have to take it off the carb body, take that screw out to replace your diaphragm. There's a screw right here that you can't get to unless you take the electric choke housing off. So go ahead, take your electric choke housing off. That's why manual chokes are better.
Something I could always put in. As long as I want to drill a hole into the firewall.
There's plenty
or
of
just
holes.
go up right into the floorboard.
You can probably just use one of the holes that's already there. Before you strip these out, guys, just switch screwdrivers. Alright? Don't strip them out. You ever tried to extract a stripped out screw from a carburetor? No one has. You throw them away. So with this vacuum line that's been on there since the dark ages, well, I mean, for the love of all that is holy, leave it all hooked up. And just
I have the tool to take that off the line.
So do I. It's in my pocket. It's a pocket knife.
Well, I have the proper tool.
Alright. Before you break your little screwdriver, take your big screwdriver and loosen her up. Now, if you want a more in-depth of all this, guys, I tell you who has an amazing video on this is Junkyard Digs. Junkyard Digs goes through everything on setting up a carburetor. If that's what you're looking for, I'd go there.
Maybe I should have watched that. I should have watched that before we even started.
It's a great video. Very informational. And anything more in-depth that you need, Thunderhead 289 has it. And in that Junkyard Digs video, they referenced that.
If I wasn't so busy working on that hunk of junk in the garage, well, maybe if I wouldn't have bought another hunk of junk.
There's a lot of things that could have been done differently.
Yeah.
Hey, comment if you want some tractor content here, huh? We got a couple tractors laying around
Yeah.
with a little work. If you want to see that, go ahead and comment.
4.3 Vortex swapped Ingersoll.
We can start farming this little section right here.
Yeah. Well, the Ingersoll is perfect for that. I mean, I already got a forest in that bed over there that's supposed to be rocks, but it's all forest now.
Yeah, bleep bloop it down below if you want to see it. Now, if you guys live in like Florida, somewhere where it's hot and you don't want to choke, you can just take this wire off. You can just take this whole thing off and put your screws back in and leave it be. Just make sure you cap your vacuum lines.
And don't travel up north.
Yeah, and don't go anywhere else.
Or just
Now,
put a towel halfway over the intake.
This looks pretty new as well. You know what this is?
What?
A spare. Where's that new one? Go ahead, pop her down in here. Pay attention to your orientation. I did not. I'm guessing.
Oh, now we got we have an 05 Rabbit, 4-wheel drive. He's got that thing in 4 high and he's just cranking out there. What's he up to? Oh, he got stuck. This video is starting to become a nature channel.
For the love of everything that is holy.
What?
Well, that spring's gone.
I heard it too.
It went yonder. Oh, it's under the table.
Stuff always goes underneath something that's hard to get to. Never out in the open.
Well, that'd be too easy.
Or like 8mm wrenches in an engine bay to be found like years later. And you only found it because you pulled the engine out.
It was my wrench too.
Well, it's in there if you want it. It's got some rust on it now though. Make sure it springs and shoots the screw out while you're trying to put the screw in too.
Yeah, if you don't do that, it ain't gonna choke.
Just like if you're doing brake lines and you forget to put the fitting on. Make sure you do that at least once.
Yeah, or else your brake lines will leak. You just start these screws, go around.
Make sure to cross thread them.
Make sure you strip them out. Buy Red another carburetor. No, your grandpa's got another one.
He's got that big boy. He needs to give me
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I told him no on that.
Why not?
It don't need all that fuel. It can't even handle the fuel it's got.
Well, if I put a nitrous kit on it.
If you put a nitrous kit on it, you're in for trouble. That thing's probably 9-to-1 compression.
Hey, it's gonna go or blow. If it blows, that engine's done its service. It was probably hitting the strip back in the 90s in Florida.
This is what I was talking about. Snug. 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 Good.
Was that like half a foot-pound?
It's actually 1 Newton meter.
I only do freedom units.
Yeah, I don't know what none of that means either. I just did what I said not to do.
What did you do?
We do it right because we do it twice.
You know, guys, you know how hard it is to see everyone's got their toys out this summer, and I'm just sitting here, you know, wrenching all of May, you know.
For the 14th summer in a row.
Hey, I was rolling around with rod knocking subs last summer on brand new Goodyears, till I wasn't.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah, not a sponsor. I got those tires. It's the only non-Walmart brand that Walmart had in stock. And I really thought I got tired of waiting for that 4.3 to let loose, so I said, screw it, I'm throwing tires on it. And
As soon as you spend money on it, there she goes.
yep.
Never
Hey.
fails to fail.
Hey, it still ran.
Rain when parked.
Yep. Engine ran when pulled. $300. Come get it, hosses.
You got
I got
for
one
sale
that I can hear run on an engine stand for $350.
in the Ohio, Indiana, Pennsylvania,
in
Michigan area. If you got one.
Yeah, if you guys got one that you want to see absolutely taken advantage of, send it over here. Apparently, I'm really hard on stuff.
We'll even buy you a McFlurry. Snug. Snug. Alright? You're not Robert Frank. Chill out. Alright, so that's one thing done. Now you take out your do-it-all tool.
Leatherman, come sponsor me.
Yeah, come on, Leatherman. And you want to make sure you put deep gouges in your sealing surface. Well, I mean, look at that. What is that, Holly? Come on.
I don't think that's Holly's fault.
We're blaming them. Blaming Holly for problems till we get a
us crazy
sponsorship.
six have never been, you know, we never do it right. We just get it running, you know.
Don't get it right, just get it running. David Freiberger said that, and that is words to live by, guys. Because you're going to spend way too much time working on the little details. You ain't never going to enjoy your vehicle.
That's my problem with Brenda right now. That's why.
You're trying to get it perfect, you want to get it painted, whatever. Worst thing you can do to a project is send it for paint. Because then it's going to sit there for eternity and not get rebuilt. Get put back together.
Paint it after it's rebuilt, hosses.
So now since we have the back with a deep gouge right in the air bleed, we're going to ignore that. We're going to go ahead and take it over to our EPA-friendly recycling area.
Hey.
Once again, let her eat.
Gotta do it best.
Spray in every hole. I don't care if it's a bolt hole, spray in it.
Not, you know, shooting out like that, then you're not doing it right.
There's one thing I've never heard with a carburetor, and that is too clean. Goodness gracious.
It's coming out the other side too. Oh, Legend has it. Barb used to be like that, but not so much anymore. That's what she told me. You know, if you guys aren't familiar, Barb has her own Facebook account.
You really, oh, shake. All right, where are we at now? Rear bowl. Set that to the side to put a hole in the glass table. You finish pulling your screws out that don't want to come out. Goodness. Set those in that pile so you forget which ones are the long ones and short ones. And more of the same back here. If your kit has them, replace them. These get old, they get dry. What happens to rubber when gas hits it? Look, this one I just put it in there. Look at the cracks. It'll leak. You ain't gonna find it. It's gonna be a vacuum leak in your carburetor, and you're gonna chase it. Take everything out of here. The needle fell apart. I thought it was a screw for a second.
That's what I thought. I was like, was that a screw? I'm thinking to myself, I'm lucky that didn't go in the intake.
We're gonna go ahead and leave this one in there. And take this one apart. Oh, goodness.
I literally have the right size wrench sitting in the center console of the Bronco. I just now remembered that.
That's alright, we'll get her. I'm gonna be real upset if this kid ain't got all these seals. I know it's got new ones of those because we need them. You look, this O-ring's flat and loose. That couldn't seal a screen door on a sunny day. You wanna get in here, scrape a little gasket, make sure there's nothing left. Yes, I know this isn't the right tool. Tell me in the comments. Buy me the right tool and I'll use it.
Yeah, I need to get a P.O. box opened up and get some fan mail, and you guys can send me the right tools.
And if that's your excuse for not working on your project, that you ain't got the right tools,
It's just gonna sit there.
you need to find yourself a new excuse because that ain't gonna work.
This rain when parked is not the answer.
Ain't spraying nothing in there. Now, you find everything that you need in this kit for what you just did. That's a maybe. I don't think it matters which one you use. I believe these are exactly the same. Hop in here. Since I know that screwdriver ain't gonna cut them.
That stupid screwdriver.
And just dump it all out in your hand so that it blows away in the wind.
Yeah. You sure to cross-thread it?
Yeah, make sure that it's really difficult to push in there.
Yeah.
Don't forget to get your gaskets off the other side. This isn't necessarily informational. That's pretty decent. Enough. Do the same. Jeez Louise. Where's
What?
the other one? I don't want the one that's got a hatchet wound. Take your screwdriver and stab yourself in the finger with all your strength. Every ounce of strength you have, make sure it goes right into the tip of your finger. Or else you're gonna have a vacuum leak.
It'll just run super rich. If you don't.
I wish vacuum leaks on everybody.
Vacuum. You want a combination of vacuum leaks and a run rich condition to make sure that you have the best performance, the best CFM.
You want to make sure you control your vacuum leaks by knowing where they are and doing nothing about them. Because then you can go, okay.
Okay, and we're talking about you with that Dodge Dakota.
That thing's still alive?
Yes, it's still alive. It's spraying water out the water pump, and I know, good idea to do to that truck, put a leaf blower to the air box.
Leaf blower got more power than that Dakota does. Anyhow, now you want to make sure that your float height is completely wrong when you do this. Oh, whoa! Put your gaskets on.
Yeah,
Slow down.
What are we doing?
Slow down, alright? It's not a race.
Yeah, I don't want to follow in the footsteps of my dad's last Bronco.
Snug, alright? I ain't gonna tell you again. Snug. Take your float with its horrible worn out spring. New needles. New needles. New needles. No new needles. No new needles. Just seats. Then you take your old needle. I'm missing a part here. Oh goodness. Take this. You put it on. You know.
If everything went
You're about to have a 2-barrel.
If everything went right,
I'd already be done.
there would be no content for this channel.
Hey, that's a magnet. I just found that out.
Just like good old Big Bertha, she won't break, so there's no Big Bertha content. Watch something serious happens to the car next week. Transmission leaves a chat. Engine slings a rod. Good thing 2-valve 4.6s are dirt cheap and literally everywhere. Or even better, 5.4 swap.
Or even better, a 5.0 swap.
That's not direct swap, too expensive for me. 5.4 I can bolt in, throw a tune on it, and take it down the street. Probably have to cut the hood though. The one part of that car that actually has no problem with paint.
The needle's already in it. I'm an idiot.
Well, guys
That's
heard
a
it
given.
first.
You know, when something seems wrong, just assume that you're wrong. Now what you want to do is try to kind of eyeball your float pipe.
Yeah, we'll get to that when it's on and leaking fuel all over the place, and we'll set it.
So what you're looking for is about right there. This ain't no drag racer. This is the rear bowl. Relax. You don't. This is how high it is. You're looking for right here. So we'll just mosey on down. Alright, so it bottomed out, so that means it's good. And you deal with it later. And you take your carburetor here. You find this broken plate.
Man, that motorcycle is just a unit.
Scooting. Absolutely scooting.
It's popping.
Go ahead and wipe this off with your dirty hand. And grab the wrong gasket. Now grab the right gasket. Well, help me understand. This one's missing holes.
You sure that
This one's the same as the one that came off.
Make sure if they're missing holes and you don't have the right gasket, you just make your own. And then use silicone to fill in the holes that you don't need.
Now, I'm only going to tell you once, gasket. We know this is not the right gasket. But this is the gasket that fits. So now, we just keep trying. These gaskets, we got this one, which should work as well. Look at that. Maybe it was the wrong gasket this whole time.
Huh.
This is the old one. This is a front gasket. You can tell because the way that it is.
So I had the wrong gasket the whole time?
Yes, sir. Is that the problem? Of course not. That'd be easy.
Yeah, that'd be too easy. That's never how it works.
Now you take these screws here.
I'll never forget the day that Brenda's fuel pump died right when I put subs in her. Like every time I put any audio equipment in that truck, it would break.
And who helped you change the fuel pump?
Right here in front of me. I could only get the tank down myself. I couldn't get it in myself because...
That is the first thing that we worked on together.
No, it was putting subs in. Because before that, pump failed, we put subs in. And as soon as we put subs in, it failed.
Now you take your fancy bit that they give you.
And then we put a newer amp in it, and that's when the original 4.3 started knocking.
Yeah, we thought it was an exhaust leak.
Yeah, I filled it up with fuel.
Premium fuel.
Yep.
That's why kids never run premium.
Probably get a dyno tune instead of a tune from some online website.
Hey, they sent you a sticker. I mean, that's as legit as it gets.
Yeah, put it on there and gain 15 horsepower.
Snug. Last time I'm telling you. Don't forget you gotta put an O-ring in this. But go ahead. Slap this on there. Go ahead and take that back off because you're an idiot. And take these gaskets off. Now make sure they go right inside the carburetor. Go ahead and take the anodizing off your carburetor with a file. And then spend the next 45 minutes trying to clean these holes up.
Carbon fiber, the Carbon Cub up here. It's a miniature model, you know. It's two-tone color. You got brown and black.
It's nature because it's neat.
It's like he's lost. He doesn't know where to take off at. He might be looking for some fuel. You know, worms.
Dude definitely got kids to feed.
Oh, he found his fuel.
Yeah.
You gotta fill that thing up and gotta take off. I didn't even say what year that thing was. You know what year that thing is?
It's definitely a 94. It's one of them two-door Plymouth Neons.
So, if you guys got a 90-something Plymouth Sundance Duster that is in decent shape, I would like to build it for my mom, who is an absolute savage and would like her first car back. If you guys got one for not too much, I'll gladly come get it from you.
If you have any 90s Plymouth anything, let us know. Plymouth, the automobile that could have been.
Yeah, thanks, Chrysler.
Plymouth was definitely underrated, though. Alright, so now you make sure that your kit didn't come with enough sealing washers.
Man, this guy ever gonna take off?
Would you happen to have one of those old rebuild kits?
I do. Let me go trip over that weed eater one more time. I'll go get it.
See if we can.
Oh, look, he's taking off. Good evening, Brenda. I'm sorry. I've not touched you yet. I will get to you. This came with a really, really nice addition here. Oh, no, it was just laying there.
Another base gasket, but the wrong base gasket. Some more parts. Screwdriver.
I was looking for this. How in the world did this get up there? I bet you this has been sitting there since this fall.
See, here's the old one. The fate that it met. Cork gaskets. New parts, throw those
You should
up
have
there.
seen the Advanced Auto guy's reaction to it when we brought it in there.
He didn't even know what it was. He just stared at me with his mouth open. You know, you guys need to get back to carburetors here.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I could have just, you know, got in it, fired up, popped the Coke can, you know, right when I changed the oil on old Eddie, but nope, here we are just, you know, enjoying it, you know?
Another brand new thing. Tell me what these are called. I'm getting tired of it.
Yeah. You know, if I ever get merch, that's going to be a shirt right there.
Tell me what it is.
Tell me what it is, wrong answers only.
Any answers at this point. Alright, so apparently we don't have any of those. Do you have the other rebuild kit?
Everything I gave you is right there. And I hope this ice cream truck isn't playing copyrighted music. By the way, if you guys are enjoying this, subscribe so I can get monetized and I can spend less days at work, more days, you know, making this absolutely great content.
And help a brother out. Come on, subscribe.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to see, you know...
Oh, it's free. It's free.
That is true.
Costs no money to support them. None. Not a lick. Last time I'm telling you, snug. Alright?
Another merch shirt, the ad.
Oh, the sounds of the city. Police sirens and ice cream trucks.
I hear sirens at least once an hour here. So, oh, quiet. I gotta get this all in the video. I can't even stop laughing now.
Are police sirens copyrighted?
I hope they're not copyrighted.
That would be amazing to know.
If we know how YouTube works, it's gonna be like some song that has a siren in it.
Yeah.
And an ice cream truck at the same time.
I want to hear that song. That's a song I wouldn't mind hearing.
It might be a good outro for the channel.
Ice cream trucks.
Rod knocking ice cream truck and a siren behind it.
Oh my god, you know what you need to buy next?
What?
An ice cream truck.
Yeah, that way I could be like Herbert the pervert. Alright, after arguing with Lexa about stuff I ordered last month while trying to go to the bathroom, we're back. I'm not even joking, I was in the bathroom and it literally went photo. And it was like last month you ordered, and I just told her to stop.
Yeah, I know. There's a special tool for it. Buy it. Send it to us.
And I hear Ricer in the distance.
Maybe it's the ice cream truck.
It's probably like, I don't know. I don't know what import swaps are popular these days.
Anything Honda. But you know what isn't popular with me? Imports. Come on, guys. Let's keep it in America.
I don't know. There's a couple I like, but none of
Yeah,
them
I
are.
ain't gonna
None of them are
say-
new.
I ain't gonna say Hondas ain't one of the best operating vehicles,
They do
on the
last
planet.
forever,
but
but they won't hop a Coke can.
you know what else they won't do? Well, I'm not even gonna say that because I was gonna say they won't help your fellow Americans have jobs, but to be quite honest with you, Honda's making more stuff over here than some of these big names are. You know who you are.
GM.
Someone that was bailed out.
I already mentioned them. That's why I only buy, what is it, 05 and older GM vehicles.
You know, fun fact here, little known fun fact. Time for another non-fictional story time. Is if you were a taxpayer when GM was bailed out, you own 0.0002% of GM. Something like that. I might be a little off on that, but I know that's a fact. So hey, get your GM discount, all right? If they want to argue with you, just pull it up. I mean, even if like Edelbrock wants to holler at you, boy.
Yeah, there are some Edelbrock parts on that truck.
We'll take what we can get right now, all right? We'll take anything. No, you guessed it.
Yeah, that trash can's probably got enough fuel in it to mow my lawn.
I guess I should take these screws in. Oh yeah, brake clean takes off fast. And pop that unit out.
And that makes no sense. What is the point of electrical cleaner? It's $8 more for the same shit. Somebody, a company that makes this stuff,
yeah, CRC.
let us know.
CRC, holla at us.
We got questions here.
I would love some CRC products.
Now we got sirens and road rage.
See that? Hey, we got a little dirt, finally. Not as much as I'd like to see for how poorly it ran. But...
Well, at least we saw they had the wrong gasket, but then again, that's too easy. So we're going to assume that's not the problem.
Can't be.
I'm amazed how long that can's been going for.
Yeah, I'm telling you. O'Reilly's, come on.
Yeah.
Come on board, O'Reilly's.
Screw CarQuest. This thing feels light anyways. I probably used that to clean off a spark plug for a lawnmower instead of just spending $2 on a new one.
You gotta start somewhere, Chief. Alright, now...
Hey, what's more important?
The new one of this came with cork.
That's nice.
So that'll be a fuel leak soon. But we're gonna go ahead and throw them in.
That's even more nice. I'm gonna be down on my way to the family reunion this year. On Route 2, sucking all that traffic, and I bet that construction's still not done.
Hopefully, we get the front end done by then.
Oh,
Or
it'll
you
be
probably
done.
ain't making it there with them
Well, I'll rotate the tires.
If you're watching this and you're cringing about it, chill out.
Chill out, just think about ice cream trucks and sirens. It'll make your day better.
Ain't no way to learn it better than to do it more.
No, it surprisingly had 0 leaks up top. It's because all the fuel is going directly into the cylinders.
Because it was just running right through the body. Hopefully this fixes that. I can't promise nothing.
If it doesn't, then Holley send me a carburetor.
Yeah, come on, Holley. Like I said, we'll go for Edelbrock.
Every Holley fan just click dislike.
I don't want an Edelbrock, but...
Hey, it would match the intake, the air cleaner.
End of the day, you got to get what you can get.
And it's harder to tune.
There's 1.5 out on those. Don't know what those exactly do off the top of my head. Alright, so which new one we going to use? This one?
Whatever
this
one looks better quality.
This one got more threads on it, but this one has numbers on it.
The one with more threads in case we cross-thread it.
Cross threads are better than no threads.
Fun fact, the reason why Big Bertha winks traffic is because I cross-threaded a wiper nut, or a bolt. That sounded great.
Now hopefully, that does the thing. Alright, which gasket came off from this? It was one of these, I believe. This one looks right.
Looks right, and we won't find out till we turn the key.
Don't forget your jets. These are 65 and 65. But I tell you right now, that looks like it was drilled out. But
I would not know who did that.
I couldn't imagine that you drill out a 65 and not like an 80, because they make them bigger.
I don't know. The truck came from Florida. Who knows what it was doing down there with a cam and performance parts, and who knows what else is done to that engine.
Chasing loose women. All right, back to where we're at. Where is the front bowl? I haven't even put the base plate on yet. But we're gonna ignore that.
In the Facebook group, everyone talks like boomers. I just saw somebody talking about Barb. I bet Barb's in that group right now, arguing with them. I may or may not know who runs that account.
Pop your O-ring. You're gonna need another. Make sure your kit comes with them. All right, so go ahead and throw that wherever.
What in the world was that?
The metering block.
That's the perfect part to, send the space,
Go ahead and put that wherever it needs to be.
As long as your metering block is cracked, everything will run perfect.
Now, did any of these come with a new one of these? Sure did. And I think it's supposed to have another one, but I guess not, because it's not on there. Question mark? That's okay, here's 2. Longest carb rebuild video, as we're doing it wrong half the time, but like I said, go out there and do it. Get out in your driveway, your garage, your barn, your parents' house, front yard. Go out and do it.
Yeah, it clearly looks like the older generations of Krasiks were doing it right. We got drilled out jets, you know, questionable things, and not only this carburetor, but the other one too.
Alright, leave this loose so you forget about it and have a fuel leak until you put it on here. And then you know what's going on.
Especially if you're using hard fuel line.
Yeah, we're using a soft line, so I'm going to go ahead and snug it.
Using hard fuel line, you do that, it's going to be pointed the wrong way when you put it on. That's why nobody uses hard line. I'm talking to you, GM.
Now, find your new needle and seat. Beep, beep. Now make sure your gaskets come out so you can fight with them.
I think that actually missed the trash can. Oh, I'm sorry, the EPA
approved disposal job. And grab your screw, pop your gasket. Look at that. Oh, couldn't ask for better. That popped almost perfectly clean off.
File the threads and the surface.
Make sure you gall them threads up. The NSA listening through your Alexa, sending everything to the EPA.
Maybe that's why she went off when I went in there. I didn't actually listen to what product she was trying to, you know, get me to.
Probably oil dry.
I ordered an oil filter, the Lucas zinc additive, Eastwood rust encapsulator for the frame on Brenda.
That's some nice stuff. You got it yet?
It's in there.
You used it yet?
Oh, I gotta take the old sketchy brake lines out of the way first, and
yeah, we should make new brake lines for that.
It is getting new. It's getting all. I'm doing the whole front.
Does
if you want to come down and help, you can.
Does LMC Truck support that vehicle yet? Because they have. Shout out to LMC, come sponsor us. They have, and maybe you'll get some F100 content if LMC sponsors. I got a 76 F100. Needs a bunch of work. Anyhow, they have great prices on pre-bent stainless steel fuel line or brake lines.
I'll check it out. That would be really nice. That'd save me a lot of time.
Like for the front of my F100, they're like $500 or $100. For the back, it's like $500. But that's master cylinder back. You don't gotta touch them. They get freight delivered to you. You just install them.
And we were giving all these companies and YouTube channels and other things really good credit for free, you know, free.
Yeah, if you have a channel in the area and you want to do a little meet and greet, maybe a little collaboration, holler at us. Definitely down for it.
Hayden, if you're watching again, bring your Dakota out. I got some content I'd like to do with that thing. Zion and I didn't just spend, you know, an all-nighter putting the rear end in that thing for nothing.
I didn't even get to do a burnout in it.
I did.
It cost me $380 to put that rear end in.
Yeah, the ratchet will never be found.
I had to buy a new one. I mean, I gotta, someone, look at this. You loosen this with a hatchet?
No, I had a clapped out flathead screwdriver. When I loosened it, it went clunk. Like, it must have been really over tightened. And it could have been my dad, it could have been my grandpa.
Well, this came straight out of the barn, so who knows?
It's one of those two.
I know it wasn't me, because I didn't
Or it
set
was
flow
somebody
height.
that owned a carbureted car from Florida, one of the cars that got brought up and sold. And I can hear it now. My dad's like, sell that thing. That thing's a heat. Why are you saving that carburetor? And my grandpa's like, shaking his head as he puts it on a shelf to sit for 20 years.
He knew. One day it'd pay off.
Yeah, in the form of this mess we got on this great workbench.
You won't slice your fingers open now, at least. Don't forget the gaskets. Alright, take your float. Don't be an idiot and forget that the needle's already in there. Oh, you know what I forgot to do on the rear bowl?
What?
The stupid E-clip.
So we gotta take it all the way back out.
Sure do.
Make sure you forget everything you're supposed to do.
I mean, who designed this? Yeah, because the clip's sitting right
Yeah,
there.
here, I mean, I'm thinking we're like 75% the way there, and...
Go ahead and pop this thing in. We'll finish the front.
Finish the
and then
front.
We'll pull the back.
We'll pull the back off, we'll cut that, unless something funny happens. It really blows me away how much thinner this gasket is.
Yeah.
That looks like the correct tool. Like, from this angle, it looks so correct, you know?
I mean, technically.
We got a thumbnail now.
Technically,
we got a thumbnail.
It is the
That
correct
is
tool.
definitely a thumbnail. That will be the thumbnail right there.
You take your accelerator pump, the old one, like I said.
And put it in backwards.
Nothing wrong with it. Yeah, don't put it in backwards.
Don't put it in backwards in some mechanics parking lot 40 minutes from
And if
home.
you do put it in backwards, don't beat yourself up about it.
Just make sure you start it up, let it leak fuel for a while, and
make sure it gets completely filled with fuel before you take it back apart. And then forget that it's full of fuel and dump it on yourself.
yeah, I wish
Not that I did
I wish
that.
this channel existed a year ago, because that whole day would have been hilarious.
The whole spiel. Now you take your screws that are probably the right ones, and while you put them in, scan around the bench and look for everything else you forgot. And see if you're reusing those gaskets.
I thought
I ain't
this was
saying it.
one more time.
I ain't saying
The
it.
other time was one more time. I think you guys got the message here.
Snug, alright?
You ain't no macho man, because you got your screws, you know,
Yeah. All
at
you're
100
gonna do-
foot-pounds of torque on that little screw.
All you're gonna do is strip out a 1/4 screw.
Or like all those guys that have Ford modular engines and complain that they can't get their spark plugs out. Literally everyone. Are you guys torquing them to 11.5 pounds like Ford says, or are you torquing them to like 80 pounds? Or are you guys that got one shooting out? What are you doing, like hand tightening those things? Next week, Big Bertha just shoots all 8 spark plugs out on the way to work.
I would probably pee laughing.
Okay, then that means I gotta record every drive next week to work until it happens. And then I gotta re-sleeve all 8.
You just buy new heads.
Yeah, I can get the performance improved heads. And apparently on the non-performance improved 4.6, it actually makes more compression than a full performance improved 4.6 would with the same heads. I don't know why.
Snug. Goodness. Tired of telling y'all. Snug. Now, make sure you grab the wrong gasket.
Make sure the needle is not in there.
Alright, so that's not it. So we'll use the old gasket. I was just staring at the metering plate, wondering where it went. That was a doozy.
I'm thinking of titles for this video. How not to rebuild a Holley carburetor.
2 hillbillies and a
I was
picnic
also thinking
table.
that. 2 hillbillies, a picnic table, and the wrong tools. No, we don't need to add the wrong tools part. We'll just let them sit there and stare at the Leatherman.
2 idiots begging for sponsors. And I can't wait to take this rear bowl off again.
At least it's not full of fuel, because if we knowing us, we would have put it on and started it, and it was running
It
like...
probably would have been fine for a long time.
Yeah, I'm halfway to Cleveland, and it just starts running really, really bad. And you and Macy are behind in the Civic, you know, something that's got a CVT and really shouldn't be used to tow a beat-up truck.
Shouldn't be used to tow a jet ski. I wouldn't tow anything with it.
I just thought of some more great content. Bone stock Coyote F-150 versus a hopped up 87 Ford Bronco with a
I got you all
351
day.
Windsor.
All day.
I might get you off the line.
I don't know. I have a electronic rear locker. I can have both tires locked in.
I got some sort of locker that somebody put
a limited
in.
Slip. That is a Dana 44 with a limited slip. It might be a 9-inch, but
It's whatever's in there. I'm safe to assume it's not stock.
I'd assume it's stock.
Somebody was obviously using that truck for stuff that trucks shouldn't be used for. Well, I guess a Bronco's a different story, but 200,000+ mile Lincoln Town Car with a leaf blower supercharger versus a bone stock naturally aspirated F-150.
Got you all day again. Ain't nothing you got gonna line up against that and beat it.
There might be in a couple months, unless the 4L Slippy goes PNNN, which is probably going to happen.
I put my money on the transfer case.
You were just telling me how telling me how strong that thing was.
What? Transfer case?
Yeah.
Make sure to forget about your bolts being this. All pro tips here, guys. Pro tips. We're not a bunch of slackers.
You can't forget the ice cream truck and siren symphony. Welcome to Fremont. Oh, yeah.
Where people come first. I'm pretty sure that's their thing.
Who knows, maybe it was an ice cream truck doing the wrong thing and the cop was trying to pull him over. And the ice cream truck was running from the police. Alright, we'll just put a still carburetor on this thing. Because if there's one thing that always starts up, it is a still. Still sponsor. That way I can have a weed eater that works.
I don't remember struggling this hard before.
I mean, if you put the right part, or if you put the wrong, you don't forget to put the part in. Man, that's a tongue twister. You forget to put the part in. That's why it goes together so easily, you know?
Yeah.
Just like when I was doing Big Bertha's intake manifold and I dropped the ignition coil bolt right down an injector hole and into the engine.
Did you ever get that out?
Yeah. If I wouldn't have gotten that out, that thing would not be still running.
Oh, I didn't know if it ate it.
What?
I didn't know if it just ate it.
And just sitting there and the whole time just bouncing around. Well, if anybody watching this is experienced with how strong the surface of the pistons are in a 4.6, you guys can answer that question. I probably put over 10,000 miles on it since then.
If y'all don't know by now, you ain't gonna. Snug.
I'll never forget the one Cletus video where they did I think it was Wheelman or something like that, and they had to edit out every time they said Wheelman and they said Wheel Horse instead or something like that. That might have been the funniest Cletus video ever. Sure that gasket sits funny before you reassemble. Yeah. And make sure you put it on backwards.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second here. Hey, found a vacuum leak.
Word.
Loose fitting vacuum cap.
It would have sucked itself on, I would think.
I mean, Holley, with the E-clips, guys.
Hopefully it doesn't idle straight at 1200.
It probably will.
If it does, then I don't know. I mean, as much as I'd love to keep this truck carbureted, it's testing my patience.
As much as you'd like to keep it with a Holley on it.
Yeah, that too. When I could have all matching parts on top of that engine.
This means you need a Holley air cleaner.
Yeah, that might be the problem this whole time. I have an Edelrock air cleaner sitting on top of a Holley carburetor with an Edelrock intake. No, you gotta zigzag, you know?
You gotta dip and dive.
Well, who knows what heads are on that engine.
Probably stock. They're not bad stock. I don't know their specs, alright? Relax. But I know they're not terrible.
Probably modified.
Now, I'd assume if it had aftermarket heads, it would have aftermarket valve covers, and it has stock valve covers. Watch, this whole time it doesn't have a cam, it just has headers and a bad Duraspark box.
That's always chopped. As long as I can remember. Well, you know, it wasn't as the fastest truck on the road, but it was beating stock Mustang GTs back in the day. Obviously, the GTs now are 5.0s that are insanely quick. GTs back then were not that fast.
Back in 87?
No, when I was growing up.
Well, that's a small issue.
What?
The secondaries are getting caught on the gasket.
Gasket's not lined up right. Jason, why are you calling me right now?
Fixed.
Okay.
Oh,
Perfect carburetor tool right there.
Get yourself one. Not a sponsor.
Yet. That would definitely be a sponsor I'd be willing to wear right there.
Yes. We'll grab the new gasket and use it. No, we're not throwing away the old one.
Good backup. It's literally brand new.
And we'll use this stupid thing.
That'd be the dumbest thing. If that was the actual problem this whole time, that would be
on my
hilarious. It's not running either.
Hey, it only needs the starter and brake lines.
Put one of those hand cranks on it.
It's probably only got 6.5 to 1 on it.
Well, there you go. Get a breaker bar.
You don't even need a breaker bar. You can
push it down a
just...
cliff.
All right, guys. Fire up.
I know what's wrong with it. It ain't got no gas in it.
Ain't got no carb on it.
That's a new one. Every fuel injection problem I had from here on out, I'm going to say that. I know what's wrong with it. It ain't got no carb on it.
So you run your studs down. I guess I'll tighten them the right way, right? For you.
You know, ruin that, you know, vintage Edelbrock intake that I thought was a Ford Performance intake this whole time.
It says right here, Performer 351W.
It's not drop anything right into the intake.
If you're gonna drop anything into the intake, make sure it's something cool.
Yeah, if I can find some cheap shitbox that runs and drives, we're gonna throw stuff in the intake and see how long we go. Watch it be the one vehicle I have that will just never die.
That's what I'm saying, dude. If anyone's got Plymouth anything.
No, if it's a Plymouth Southern Duster, that's for my mom. That thing's gonna get treated with love and respect. Anything else is probably gonna get heavily abused. Because we know it's probably still gonna be alive.
Some guy cut me off in a Plymouth. They don't make Plymouths anymore, sir.
Seth MacFarlane put me in a Family Guy episode.
Why is there a broken piece of a wrench on the wheel well?
A broken piece of what?
A wrench?
Where?
On the wheel well.
Where? Where have you seen this?
Look, you're looking at the firewall. Look at the wheel well.
I'm looking down here. I don't have depth perception.
Up top. Right here. Oh,
what in the world? Are you serious? How long has that been there?
Quite some time. For sale, Sears Craftsman. Needs some work.
Oh, I gotta put that in the center console. That better be good luck.
Probably not. Thing's got nothing but problems.
Well, that's why I'm putting it in the center console. Obviously, you can't leave it here.
You want to grab your carb, or your air cleaner stud out of the grass?
Yeah, it's probably missing now.
It's out there.
One of those, you know, late model animals might have stolen it. They might have took it. That wasn't too bad. I'll give them some grass clippings too. Watch out for grass clippings, am I right? I got you that, and I got clippings.
All I need is the stud.
Oh, I thought you wanted to put some, you know, make this more eco-friendly of a truck.
make it green.
I really am probably going to actually plant a garden in the bed of this truck. That'd be hilarious. I can imagine just driving down the street in a truck with a tree growing out of the truck bed. Make sure you're hitting the accelerator pump as you're cranking stuff.
Yeah, twisting it and all that. I brought my ratcheting wrenches hoping I could use them. There ain't enough room with this carb in here to use them.
I need a taller. I need a taller intake. Clearly.
Now I'm just using a really fancy.
If I had a taller intake, I could get rid of those plastic spacers.
I'm just using a really fancy open end wrench.
I feel like that wrench would have helped greatly in removing the fourth ring.
Oh yeah, I brought them. We used them.
Oh no, I used my cheap stuff.
All right, put the lamp cord back on. You want to work the throttle pedal for me?
I will do that. What?
Slowly in.
All right, so full throttle.
Got it. See if it works. I wish that was held on there better.
Well, don't worry, I'll have to reattach it on the side of a highway one day. If it was my luck, it would be right at a stoplight, you know? I would have to idle through the intersection.
Once again, Leatherman, come on. Literally smells like someone's taking a shower outside. Like it smells like shampoo.
Somebody's using body wash to wash their car.
This is how much confidence I have.
You're actually gonna put the air cleaner on.
You know I shouldn't.
Well, we have to tune it anyways, if it even is fixed.
Let me just put this on so we can lose it too. Alright. Jump in and fire this pup up. In the words of Charlie Daniels.
Here, you wanna record this live action here in case it blows up?
In case your burn it down filter starts leaking.
Yeah, that's gotta go.
I have a nice billet aluminum Edelbrock one I got from the parts store.
How much was it?
Not much. It's for my F100.
Alright, let me shut the wrong key.
Yeah, make sure you cram the door key in and break it off. What are the odds it idles?
You got everything set perfect, you know?
Sure to keep my fingers away from the finger remover.
Well, it's like it's leaking.
Ain't no sense in pumping the gas, because you ain't got none in the filter yet.
Well, I mean to turn the choke on, that's how you would do it.
It don't need no choke. Alright, now give her a little couple pumps. Try it. Try it.
We're under 1200. doing? Cut fuel?
Pushing the arm forward.
It was chopping for a second.
What's it idling at now?
900.
That's where it should be.
That's the problem the whole time? Man, I want to know what the hell is burning back there.
Oil. Dead hole. You hear it?
Misfired. Probably burned one of the wires.
I bet if I took that wire off, it wouldn't change.
Make sure you electrocute yourself.
Yeah, I know.
Want me to kill it?
Yeah, you grab it.
No, I said you want me to kill it.
Oh, yeah. I don't think Ford's doing nothing.
Well, you saw how the spark plug wires are literally like touching the headers almost.
Also, I think if you put a couple springs on this,
Yeah, but what I don't understand is why it's not going back to where it's supposed to be.
I don't know.
Well, that must be the idle problem right there.
I can't take any more idle out of it.
You got it down to 1,000, which is a little bit better, but
But like that, I mean, other than forcing this forward, that's all the idle I can get. I think this one. Ouch. Ouch.
it didn't misfire at all last year.
Alright.
Fire?
Let me put this away from the fuel.
Yeah, we should probably fix the fuel leak.
Yeah, I don't have O-ring for it. Running better.
What the hell?
On 7.
Rev it once. Probably because it's that kid idle, you know?
Right there, You definitely have something going on with number 4. I don't know if the header's warped or what.
Well, I know the header gasket's not sealing. The header gasket hasn't sealed at all after it's sat.
When it does run, it's shooting like smoke out of it. I think this carburetor, if you put some springs on it, maybe, but I don't know what's wrong with it.
It's not. That makes 0 sense. I guess it's only gonna do it when it's running.
The other part.
We're
Push right here. See that?
That makes no sense.
Maybe if I took some accelerator pump off, maybe it'd bring it down.
This truck is always something, you know. This is why you don't let something sit for 10 years.
Tune in next week when we put a new carburetor on it.
Yeah, send us a carburetor, Holley. I wonder if you could actually take the springs out of the old carb and put it on here, but
No,
it's...
you just get some throttle return springs from the parts store and hook them to that circle and up to something.
Okay, that was funny.
How hot your intake is.
Yeah, we haven't been running it that long. Watch, there's just a fire in there.
Let's clean up.
Yay. Built in 0614. Why did they put the freedom units second? These Panda units need to go. It's like foreign language to me. Well, I do know somebody that would understand that. That truck.
Well, we're hoping we can put some more spring on it and get rid of the high idle, but I'm thinking it's a deeper problem. Hopefully within the carburetor and a new used or a new reman.
Possibly a brand new carburetor from a sponsorship.
Might solve this problem. Maybe just a part store Edelbrock or something. Straighten it out. We'll see. But yeah, got a problem with cylinder 4 over there doing something weird. Hopefully the timing's out or something else. But
I really am tied up in Brenda right now with her LS swap. I need 4 running vehicles. 3's not enough.
Well, and there's a fuel leak on this because
no, this thing's not going to move
I
now.
put the O-ring on, smashed an O-ring or something. I don't know. New carb will fix all that.
Oh, I might do it.
So, I guess we'll see. I guess it depends how many views.
Yeah, if you guys enjoyed the content, like and subscribe, and maybe I'll just buy a new carburetor.
It's free.
Yeah, you guys are getting free content here.
It's free.
And do not forget, snug.
Alright.
I mean, look at this. Look at this. Oh, it's going to make a liar out of me. Look at that. Just snug. Now sideways. Hey,
ain't going nowhere.
If it spins, you know, if you can set it like that, it's good. All right. It's a Ford Slammer.